Well, our next guest is no stranger to the world's biggest stages. Dami Im stole hearts over 20 years ago on The X Factor, and then a decade ago represented Australia at Eurovision, where she still holds the record for our best ever result.
While we're used to those soaring pop hits and big power ballads, for her latest release, Dami has gone for a very personal approach to songwriting, just like on her new single, Proud of Me. Have a listen to Dami's new single.
Try to be perfect, then I try to please. I tried pretending there's nothing I need. I spent my life nervous that I don't deserve it. I give the whole world just to be proud of me.
Oh, I love it. To tell us more, Dami Im joins us live from her home in Brisbane. Hi, Dami.
Hello.
Hey, Dami.
It sounds amazing. Tell us about Proud of Me.
Thank you. So Proud of Me is a song that I wrote as part of my Stormy Weather EP, which was my kind of pop jazz EP. And it was all about me connecting back to my roots. So a lot of people know me through, you know, the TV show, the big pop moments, but I actually started singing at jazz clubs, jazz bars, and I studied a master's in contemporary singing, studying jazz. And you know, I feel the most comfortable still writing songs at the piano. And yeah, this one I think is the most personal one. It's about, I heard Tina Arena's chat before, and you know, about not feeling like she deserves to be, you know, call herself an artist and having self-doubt. And yeah, it's essentially about that. I'm just the self-doubt part of, you know, I think it's a very common experience, but I certainly have those doubts and battle with it a lot.
Yeah. It was an excellent interview by some very insightful journalists. Just 10 minutes.
I thought the dog question was probably really called for and needed in an interview like that.
Some of your best.
Thank you. Dami, you released an EP a little earlier this year and then went and did some live shows. They look incredible, very intimate. How do you go playing these types of rooms?
Yeah, so I did a tour to launch my EP, pop jazz EP. I did a tour of essentially like little jazz clubs around Australia, and yeah, they were, you know, very small, only like 100, 200 people, and I, you know, did a few shows in each city, including Perth and Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and yeah, I loved it so much, you know, like I loved Eurovision and performing at, you know, stadiums or whatever, all those big crowds and that, but there's something so special about doing these little venues and just the storytelling that I get to do. And so yeah, when I got to share with people about my self-doubt and, you know, Proud of Me, which is about that, a lot of people, you know, you could see like they related to it. So many people came up to me later, young and old, men and women, like they all related to feeling like they don't, you know, like they're not good enough.
Yeah, less than. Yeah, super personal stuff. Hey, a lot of musicians hit the road, go on tour to leave the family behind. You took yours with you. The boys are both...
Oh my gosh.
That's a handful, Dami.
Yes. Look, disclaimer, I didn't take them with me to every one of them. I did it for one leg of the tour, and then it's like, okay, I won't be doing that again.
Love that.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's like you're trying to do your job, but you have to wrangle like all these, like essentially like squirming like animals with you or something. Like it's just like, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how any parents do it, like traveling and working. Yeah, so it's fun, and you know, like fun in a torturous way.
As long as it's been posted on Instagram, it counts, and it's like they were there the entire tour. Speaking of Instagram, we saw some beautiful portraits there.
These are super
cute photos. Can you tell us a bit more about this? It looks like it's a very traditional setting here.
Yeah, so this was actually to celebrate my second boy's first birthday. So we did this shoot. Like I really want to celebrate. I want my boys to be able to celebrate their heritage, even though we, you know, they are Australian citizens and we obviously we love being Aussies, but like I want them to have something to look on and be like proud of where they come from. So hanbok is the traditional Korean outfit. We did the shoot, and like in the end, Noah and I, my husband and I, we're so grateful we did it. But at the time, yeah, like it wasn't pretty at the time, if you know what I mean. It was just like...
He's looking at you going, Dami, was this your idea? Whoever thought of this idea? This is a dumb idea.
Because the clothing, it's beautiful, but it's slippery. It's like silky. So trying to hold on to like a squirming baby who's like moving in a silk. Yeah, it was just like, oh my God.
And a tantrum looks remarkably like a smile sometimes if you get the right shot as well, right?
Just in the moment.
And it's cute to look back on, you know.
Good stuff. Dami, we always love catching up with you. Congratulations on the new single. It sounds beautiful.
Thank you. Love to catch up with you all the time.
Thanks, Dami. And Dami Im's new single is called Proud of You, and it's from the EP called Stormy Weather, which is available to stream or download right now.